In this training video for ProCalV5, we'll be covering the maintenance side of the ProCal application. The maintenance side of the application starts with planned maintenance, and as an example, we will start a new PM by clicking the New button. You then select what it is that you're going to be doing a PM on, whether it be an instrument, loop, test instrument, equipment, system, even locations or buildings. As an example, we're going to select an instrument, and then you choose your item from the dialog box. And then you would select it from the list in here where this is a list of your equipment. As an example, if we stick with the temperature transmitter, we'll select it. And now the maintenance type drop-down list. This is a list that we have predefined in a sample database. This list is defined by the user, and ProCal will manage any additional event outside of calibration. By clicking the New button, you may create a new one on the fly by giving it a maintenance type, a default description, even a default frequency, and this activity may include calibration events where if you allow calibration specifications, you can use the default specs that are set up for this asset, or you may customize calibration specs for this particular maintenance routine. So as an example, we'll keep this simple and call it an examination. And in this particular, we will select examination. And in this particular example, we will call it an examination of instrument to specification. You may then select who the responsible person is for this PM. In this particular example, we'll select Tommy. You may ask Tommy to follow a certain document, and if Tommy's not available, you're going to call a vendor, and in this case, we will call Honeywell. It may take Tommy half an hour for this particular routine activity, and since this is planned, we are going to plan it for a certain time period. We're going to say we want this to take place every 6 months. I type T for today, and if you notice I put my mouse over the records here, the options for scheduling should pop up, and if we pop today, and you'll now notice that the scheduling information is selected. You may also keep it on a schedule or not. User-defined fields may also be added to your PM records. More information about user-defined fields is available on the user training video for user-defined fields, in addition to any notes. Once we've created our maintenance record, you can then save it, and then now a PM ID number will be assigned to this record up on the top. If we close this record and go back into the instrument record, you'll now notice that this temperature transmitter has a quarterly calibration schedule, but in addition to it, it now has the 6-month routine examination that we've scheduled. So you may keep track of additionally any type of events outside of calibration that you would like, where ProCal can even manage all of the schedules, as well as remind people in advance. On the next, we have here for maintenance requests, and requests are just that. This is anything that is unplanned, where you may assign even a status, a priority, and a date required to the request. You may also ask that the requester put in some information about themselves so you can keep track of who's requesting the information. All of the maintenance requests and planned maintenance may be tracked on the maintenance results section here, where as an example we will start a new one, and you're going to select what it is that you're doing. In this case, we'll say it was a PM, it was on an instrument, and it was the temperature transmitter that we had just set up. And now we're going to select the PM that I had just created. And now it already has our work description. We can say we started it today, we finished it today. It actually took us a quarter of an hour. You may mark it as a failed or not maintenance activity, and the who performed work may be different from who's actually assigned. And so in this case, we'll say Tommy did it, or Tommy may have had help from a vendor. The item info tab is the actual item details of the asset that you're doing the maintenance activity on. You may also keep track of maintenance results with user-defined fields and any notes. Once the maintenance result has been entered, you will save it, and now ProCal will keep track that the maintenance activity took place and roll the scheduling information. If you would like another means of scheduling, you can create ProCal work orders. And as an example, in the system you can create IDs and numbers as well as descriptions of the work order and the setup data for a status, a priority, or even a date required. And on the scheduled tasks section, this is where you may manage the tasks that are going to take place under this work order. In this particular example, we will want to see all PMs that we have through a date range. We'll say today. I type T. I hit refresh, and now ProCal has a whole bunch of line items here on the top that are work items not currently assigned to a work order. If you select a few or all, you'll notice that on the bottom it will start creating line items that are tasks assigned to this work order. But you'll notice under the responsible technician section over here, they're assigned to multiple people. If you do not want to create confusion amongst your employees, you can create work orders for individuals. In this case, we'll select Tommy, reassign all, and now this entire work order may be created for Tommy, as Tommy is the technician assigned to all of these individual items. User-defined fields are also available for your work orders. Again, these are examples, as well as any notes. Once a work order has been created, it will then create the tasks assigned under the work order, where the user who's assigned the task can go into the task section, select the work order number and the task ID, and it will give him the information about the actual item that he's dealing with on the Item Infos tab so that he knows he's working with the correct device. And on the Results tab, this is where he can record that he did the task under the start and end date so that you can keep track of how long it took, who performed the task, and how long the actual individual task took. If this is a task that involves calibrations, your Add Calibration Results section will be listed here, where the user may launch a calibration record for this asset right from here, as well as include any notes about the actual tasks. More information about work orders and maintenance is available in the user manual.
For more information, please visit